up? What up? Hope everybody doing good. I want to talk a little boxing with you guys. Before we get started, I need you guys to hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. Help me grow the channel. Marvelous Marvin Hagler passed on Saturday. He was 66 years old. You know, boxing lost an icon last night when they lost Mr. Hagler. He won his first middleweight belt in 1980. Now, he came a pro boxer in 1973. He was already won a few titles as an amateur. He dominated the middleweight division for almost a decade. Pretty much for about 10 years, Marvin Hagler was the truth in the middleweight division. In 1987, Hagler lost to Sugar Ray Leonard in a highly disputed fight. I can remember as a kid, my uncles and them talked about Marvin Hagler and Sugar Ray Leonard fight. That's all they used to talk about. And they went on with that conversation for about 10, 15, 20 years. The 1980s were the golden age for boxing. And Marvin Hagler was right there in the thick of it. You know, that was some of your best fighters came through there in the 80s. Hagler was a member of the Four Kings. It was him, Sugar Ray Leonard, Thomas Hitman Hearns, and Roberto Duran. Them was your big dogs in boxing back in the days. Hagler was involved in some of your best fights in boxing history. You know, Marvin Hagler was bringing that smoke back in the day. You know, Sugar Ray Leonard spoke on a fight in 1987. Sugar Ray said Hagler was hitting it like a heavyweight. You know, Sugar Ray Leonard was one of your better fighters, and that's a compliment for him to say that Marvin Hagler was that powerful, tagging him that hard when he hit. Sugar Ray won the fight on a split decision. You know, some said Marvin Hagler won that fight. Some say Sugar Ray won that fight. Marvin Hagler, he disagreed with the decision. Sugar Ray offered Marvin Hagler a rematch. You know, Sugar Ray told Marvin Hagler, say, let's do a rematch. We can make more money. We can up the purse and get a bigger cut of the pie. But Marvin Hagler, man, he was so frustrated, he quickly declined. Mr. Hagler, you know, he did things his way. You know, just like I'm telling you about how he turned Sugar Ray down for that rematch. He wasn't going to be swayed by people or material things. You know, he was a man of his own convictions. Marvin Hagler record in the ring was 62-3-2. So that was a pretty good record. Matter of fact, that wasn't pretty good. That was an excellent record. 62-3-2. He wasn't ducking fighters. He was fighting some of your best fights and still had that kind of record. I want to give my hat off to Mr. Marvelous Marvin Hagler. He was inducted into the Boxing Hall of Fame in 1993. You know, they put him in the Hall of Fame in 93. That was good, man, for them to pay homage to one of boxing great. You know, I ain't got too much to say about this story. I could just remember all the talk about Marvin Hagler coming up. And that's all you hear as a kid. You trying to figure out who this guy is. Everybody talking about Marvin Hagler or Sugar Ray. Like I said, them was your big dogs, man. Mr. Hagler passed last night. I want to say rest easy, champ. I also want to hear what you guys think about this. Also hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. Help me grow the channel. And thank you.